There was a Monster High anime. For some reason, Mattel greenlit an original net animation for Monster High, meaning this never aired on TV. It was slapped onto YouTube just like any other video that they usually make. The only assumption that we can assume as to why they made this is that they wanted to either make Monster High more popular in Japan or appeal more to the already popular Monster High fans in Japan. From what I heard, the community, apparently for Monster High, is popular in Japan, and thus is why this series was made. Like a little love letter to the Japanese audience. They did use this anime to help sell regular dolls. I'm guessing they were trying to make a Japanese version of Monster High and an English-American version of Monster High, which is not uncommon. That's very typical to do, and they just keep them separate because, you know, what works in America doesn't always work in Japan. However, I didn't really see much of a problem with what's happening with Monster High in Japan. I'm not too privy on how Monster High is received in Japan, so frankly, when I first saw this, I thought it was fan-made. Or maybe it was just one of those shows that was only available in Japan and would be next to impossible to find in any other country. And I was wrong. It's real. You can watch it yourself. It's only lasted 8 episodes. It was released on Mattel's Japanese YouTube channel, and that's basically it. And some fans have subbed it over, translated it. I said the wrong thing, I'm sorry. Yes, there were dolls that were planned for the series, but from what I can tell, it never got released, and it was going to be more like an action figure rather than a doll, so it's weird. I thought Japan had a solid doll collecting community. Why would they opt for snap-on parts? So if you ever wanted to hear the Monster High theme in Japanese, you can, and looking at this, can you tell why I didn't think it was real? Until you see how the animation is, because surprisingly the animation is pretty solid for an online animated series. But it looks like what I would expect some college student who's been obsessed with anime their whole life, who finally started moving away from their cringy anime drawings, but still learned most of everything they know from dollar store how to draw anime books, and they haven't been able to move away from that art style, and they decided to redesign the cast of Monster High. The episodes for the show are only 3 minutes long, and the intro is 30 seconds long, and so that means 20% of every episode is taken up by the song alone. This show feels so Japanese, it doesn't even feel like Monster High. Obviously, sushi exists in Monster High, why wouldn't it? But it just feels like they're injecting Japanese things to appeal to the audience. Like, what the heck is happening? Oh my gosh, wait, I started paying attention. Okay, you know what? I changed my mind. This is great. Do they all get cute pets now? What the heck? Was this a thing? I mean, I don't remember this being a thing. I could have just missed it, though. If you want a quirky crash course of Monster High, this is a great way to do it, actually. First episode was, frankly, Frankie being a transfer student. Now we got Cleo. It all has that over-the-top acting that anime has, and honestly, this is a gold mine for reaction images that I'm shocked I haven't seen around more. They even gave Cleo the overly pretentious, "I'm so much better than you" laugh. The end of every episode, a character has a fashion check that explains the core of their design, along with showing off their pet. I really wish the toys for this show released because can you imagine a Littlest Pet Shop looking Monster High pet toys? Oh my god, I want that to be real. Can we get a collab between Littlest Pet Shop and Monster High? I would die for it. You know, I think I like Laguna's pet the most. They have to really change all the characters' personalities in this show. I mean, look at Claudine. She's absolutely adorable, and I love it, and I would die for Claudine in this show. But, like, my point still stands. Frankly, out of everyone, Claudine looks the best as an anime character in the show. But like any personality Laguna had just went out the window. I mean, I cannot get behind how they did Laguna. I guess Abby is basically the same, so I think the weirdest part is just how all of them sound the same. I didn't realize how much the different accents and pitches of all the different characters really helped flesh them out, and now I'm just now realizing how much all anime characters generally sound the same. Probably because a lot of the voice actors are just like play so many different characters in so many different series, but still, you know what I mean. It's lotion. I swear to you, It's lotion. Get your head out of the gutter. How dare you assume that? They also gave Laguna a weird quirk where she's always putting on lotion. You never see her not putting on lotion because she needs to keep her skin moist, which, how does that make sense? Shouldn't she have like a spray bottle for water or something? I will admit, the way they blended 3D animation in this looks so natural. I could barely tell that there's 3D animation in this until I really looked. Sometimes it's a bit more obvious, sometimes it isn't. And frankly, as I say this, I'm still not entirely confident. I would assume they'd use 3D just because this has to have a small budget, right? They focus a little bit on giving the characters different outfits, which I honestly wouldn't have been surprised if they flat out didn't, and had the same designs for all the gags all the time, so pleasant surprise, but it's not really all that crazy, seeing as that's kind of what we expect, but also I expected less. Every episode is standalone, and I just basically showed you all of the episodes, not even joking. This is shockingly short. So short that I wonder why they even bothered to make it. I mean, the length of the episodes aside, only 8 episodes? But the bigger question is, why'd they stop? Marketers are really anal about a brand's image, or especially if it's appealing to the right demographic. So much so that even if it does appeal to a demographic, if it is not their target demographic, they'll just cancel the whole thing. We've seen it happen before. It's really dumb. The only situation I can think of where it did not appeal to the demographic they were targeting, they ended up rolling with it, was My Little Pony. And even then, it still ended up appealing to the demographic they were targeting still. So maybe that doesn't actually count. And I'll be frank, I cannot find a lot, if any, information about this show. It's a big flash in the pan mystery. More importantly, I don't see anybody really making videos discussing the show, so I can't really like pull information from other people who found proper sources. So I'm just kind of like lost in a weird limbo zone. I was really hoping there'd be some sort of big story around this show, and there really just isn't, as far as I can tell. The Japanese Mattel YouTube channel is literally just the episodes of this anime, along with some commercials. Even the Twitter is apparently deleted, if this was even the official Japanese Twitter, which I'm not actually certain. I can say that for an animated web series, this was fun. I thought it was adorable. If this was an officially licensed, fully fleshed out anime series, and they went this route, I would hate it. If you could be in charge of a Monster High anime, what would you do instead? Or maybe you'd keep everything the same. I don't know, tell me in the comments. To be frank, I like Claudine in both versions of Claudine. I like Claudine in the normal version, but I also like Claudine in this version. I don't know, I just like Claudine. That is not an unknown fact. Sorry if this video was short, but what are you gonna do? If I missed anything, then please tell me in the comments below, even if it's just like secondhand information a friend of a friend told you, because at this point, what else do we have? I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay beautiful and keep playing.